नमस्कार, हमेशा खुश रहो बिटिया. I am JVN Dr. Lily Trivedi, and today I am going to present a lecture on disaster. So in this today's lecture, we are going to study the main components of disaster. What is disaster? What is it composed of? And what are the components? Now, if we classify disaster, disaster can be classified as it is a sudden calamity and which can bring a great damage, loss, destruction, and devastation to the life and property. Now, we cannot measure the damage caused by a disaster because it varies with the geographical location, climate, and type of Earth's surface. But however, it influences the mental, the socio-economic, the political, and the cultural state of the affected area. Now, what is disaster's effect? It completely disrupts the normal day-to-day life. It negatively influences the emergency systems and also affects the normal needs and processes like the food, shelter, health, etc. And they are deteriorated. Now, if we study what are the various types of disaster, how they are caused, so we can also classify the disaster in another term as a serious disruption in the functioning and of the community or a society causing widespread damage. Now, it results from the combination of hazard, vulnerability, and insufficient capacity or measure to reduce the potential chances of risk. So disaster happens when a hazard impacts a vulnerable population and the result is damage, casualty, etc. So what any hazard like example flood, earthquake, cyclone, which can trigger an event along with the vulnerability of that area, like suppose the people are old, sick, or their lack of awareness is there regarding the hazard. So this leads to greater damage or loss to life and property. So we have disaster is the effect of vulnerability and hazard. So what is hazard? Hazard is all the events which are related to the disaster. Like example, earthquake, tsunami, flood, cyclone, volcanic eruption, drought, landslide, war, environmental pollution, and recently we have the COVID-19. Now, what is the vulnerability? Like limited access to resources, illness, disabilities, poverty, age, sex. Then we also have the unsafe condition like dangerous buildings, low income level, and dangerous locations. So these are the vulnerabilities. When these two are together compatible, they cause a disaster. Now, how do we classify a hazard? Hazard is a dangerous condition or event that threat or has the potential damage for causing injury to life or damage to property or the environment. The word hazard is due to the Arabic word azhar and its origin is from the old French word that is hazard. So they together have been grouped and we make hazard is classified into two, natural and man-made. So natural hazard, the hazard which cause natural phenomena like the meteorological, geological, or even biological origin. And under this come the cyclone, the tsunami, the earthquake, the volcanic eruption. They are of natural origin. Landslide, drought, fire, socio-natural hazard, they are both natural and man-made. Then solely man-made hazards, they are due to the human negligence. They can be associated with the industries, energy generation, leakage of toxic waste, pollution, dam failure, even war. So we have a multiple list of hazards. Even the recent COVID-19 is also a hazard. Then we had the cyclone, that is also hazard. Any road accident, any festival related disaster, forest fires, so they are all disasters. Then we come to the next component, that is vulnerability. What is vulnerability? The extent to which a community structure, services or geographic area is likely to be damaged or disrupted by the impact of particular hazard. And it is on the account of their nature, construction and proximity to that hazardous terrain or a disaster prone area. So vulnerability can be the physical vulnerability or it can be socio-economic vulnerability. In a physical vulnerability, it can be due to the condition of the people or the elements at the risk, such as their building, infrastructure, or location or proximity to the hazard. Whereas the socio-economic is the degree to which the population is affected by the hazard. So it depends on the conditions on which these people are living. For example, the poor people living in the near the sea coast don't have money to construct strong houses. They live in loose shelters, so they are more prone to the strong wind and cyclone. Then there is a third component of disaster, that is capacity. What is capacity? It is defined as the resources or means and strength at which the household and the communities and at which enable them to cope, withstand and prepare, prevent, mitigate or recover from the disaster. Then we have another component, that is risk. What is risk? It is a measure of expected losses due to a hazard event occurring in a given area over a specific time period. Now, this risk level depends upon the nature of the hazard, the vulnerability of the elements, and the economic value of those elements. So, a community is said to be at risk when it is exposed to hazard and it is likely to be adversely affected by a component. So, we have, these are the basics of what is disaster and how, what are the components and how they are acting. So students, I hope you have liked my lecture, and if you have any query, please comment in the query section. I will resolve it soon. This session was powered by digital version 2.0 of JVWU Vidyapith Women's University. Namaste. Thank you.